Hey, what's up, Street Talks? The Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. So I just wanted to do a quick talk with you, just kind of outlining some basic principles on being creative every day. So I think one of the most important things in life is for us to create, for us to make things every single day. And this is my personal thought is I think the ultimate aim of humanity is for us to create art. And now there's so many different ways we could create art. We could create art by making videos, by making film, by dancing, by making illustrations, by making photographs. And for me, at this point, I don't even care whether art is good or bad. It's just whether it's authentic to us and whether we're enjoying what we're doing and for us to be creatively productive. And I think the problem with modern day living is that so much of the emphasis is on consumption. And I think consumption is obviously a very important part of being human. But the biggest issue about our society, I think, in modern times is that we're over consuming. And we all know that obesity, eating too much food, and eating too much sugar and junk stuff is bad for us. Now, I think we spend most of our time consuming, like 90% of the media we consume is very passive. And I always thought to myself, what if we could actually shift it the other way? What if we focused on producerism, in which we spend 90% of the time creating things and making things and sharing things rather than just being passive observers? Now, once again, I don't want to say that consumption is a bad thing, because you obviously need to consume to live. But I think my biggest issue is this in modern day living, we're over consuming and we're not producing enough. And so the basic notion of producerism is spending 90% of your efforts creating things, making things, thinking things on your own, and only 10% of your time consuming. And this also kind of ties into this notion I have of digital fasting. So generally speaking, I don't eat breakfast or lunch. I just fast until dinner time. And for me, this is good because I have more energy. I have more vivacity. I could just do more. I could create more. And by being able to fast, from food, and also if you think about fast from digital media, it allows me to actually clear my mind and allow more of my own unique ideas to come through and let more of my own mind come through. And so just think to yourself, what if you spend 90% of your time creating? How would you do that? Would you share the work you create? Would you do it on your own blog? Would you do it on your own website? Would you do it on your own YouTube channel? There's so many different avenues which you could create. And I would just say, generally speaking, use the simplest tools possible. So for example, shoot with your iPhone, make illustrations on your iPad. I think there's generally a bias towards people think that analog media is superior than digital media. And at this point, they're just kind of two different sides of the same coin. I think if you could create a hybrid approach of embracing both the digital and the analog, you could create the ultimate version of yourself. So allow yourself to read both ebooks on your phone and also maybe paperback books, and kind of cycle between the different types of media. But once again, the purpose is for you to create. And I think that all the things that you create, you don't need to share everything you create, but generally speaking, I think when you share, the more you share, the more confidence you'll build. And it's also important for you to judge your own insincerities, whether you're creating things that are authentic to you, things that bring you joy, and then sharing it, rather than thinking, oh, what are other people going to like, and then creating media based on that and then putting it out there. So simple tips I do, I have all the statistics on my computer blocked. So even when I upload stuff to YouTube, I just go to youtube.com/upload. I have all these crazy ad blockers enabled on my computers and my devices, so I don't see my views, I don't see my subscription numbers, I don't see my comments. And for me, this kind of Zen detachment is essential for my personal creativity. Whenever I start thinking too much about numbers, views, blah, blah, actually my productivity goes way low, where I stop creating because I become overwhelmed and a little bit intimidated, because I'm just always thinking, oh, are people going to like it? Are people not going to like it? And that's actually ultimately detrimental for me. So once again, with your creativity, block the numbers, block the things. I personally like to use Adblock Ultimate, and there, you could right click on your laptop to block certain elements of your websites and stuff like that. And also, I think it's just essentially don't care. I mean, it's so tried to say, but don't really care about the views and the followers and subscriber numbers. Create what you like, topics that interest you, and then share it. And as long as you can find one other human being on planet Earth that derives value from what you create, I think you've kind of done your job as a human being. So create more things which bring you joy and delight. Don't aim for perfection. I like this notion of 80% good enough and get it done. It's also known as this notion called satisficing, which means it's a combination of the word satisfy and suffice. So 80% done, publish it, share it, and treat your creation as the iterative process, which means there will never be a perfect anything. Just try to do the Kaizen 1% better every single time you do it. And keep producing, keep sharing. Also, don't put a limit. You can upload 1 to 10 videos on YouTube a day. And obviously, it's not going to be more optimal in terms of getting more likes from the algorithm or whatever, but screw the algorithm. Just keep creating, keep sharing. I also recommend you to start your own blog, start your own website. I personally host everything on WordPress.org. You could sign up for a cheap host. I use oneandone.com. It's like the cheapest thing out there. And yeah, just turn off all your stats, turn off the comments, and kind of create a little creative bubble for yourself and keep creating, keeping productive, and share it out there. Start your own YouTube channel. If you already have a Google account or a YouTube account, you already have a YouTube channel. Create things, just do it one take, shoot it, upload it, don't think about it, and just keep going on to the next one. So like even this video, I'm recording this on a Lumix G9. I'm just shooting it standard MP4, all automatic settings, and I have like a Rode video mic on top. And so once I create it, I'll import it to my laptop and I'll just share it directly to YouTube. Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it sweet, and keep it unique to you. And so what are some of your other creative productivity tips? Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let's all continue to thrive together and do more dope shit. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.